Why play Ezreal Bot? Well, he has brilliant poke, he is a very safe laner, his kit has very long range, and he scales well into the mid and late game. However, he does have a weaker early game compared to other bot laners, and he's not the best carry at bringing down tanks. Ezreal's passive is when he hits an enemy with an ability, he gets granted bonus attack speed stacking up to 5 times. Ezreal's Q is his bread and butter. It is a straight line skill shot which deals damage to the first enemy hit, and if it hits an enemy, it lowers the cooldown of all of his abilities, including this one, by 1.5 seconds. Ezreal's W is a straight line skill shot which marks the first enemy champion, monster, or structure hit. Ezreal's next basic attack or ability against the target detonates this mark to deal bonus damage. And if the mark was detonated by an ability, Ezreal gets a chunk of mana back plus the mana cost of that ability. Ezreal's E causes him to blink in a direction. He then fires a projectile at the nearest enemy which deals damage and reveals them. This will always prioritize targets marked with his W and can also target enemies he can't see. So it's a really helpful way if an enemy's hiding in a bush and you don't have wards to reveal them. Ezreal's ultimate is a global ability which fires out a straight line skill shot. This will travel across the entire map and deals damage to all enemies hit. For combos, your basic trade is to attack into W and Q before using E as needed to chase them down, and your rule in is to use ultimate into your W, Q and E before attacking away. And if there's a chance they can dodge your W and Q first, you can use your E to jump even closer to them. For matchups, Ezreal is great into lane bullies, easily sitting out of their range and poking them down, and he can struggle into scaling team fighters who will outscale him as the game goes on. For runes, take this. Your Q helps proc press the attack, making you proc it incredibly fast with an auto attack, Q and auto attack. For build order, start Blade and Pot before picking up an early tier into a Triforce and tier 2 boots. After this, get a Mura Mana and Spear of Shojin before finishing your build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then E then W before maxing Q then E then W, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Barrier. Starting the game, your main focus as the AD carry is going to be on farming hard and looking to scale. The easiest way to do this is by poking your opponent and taking good trades. If your opponent is ever not behind minions, simply throw Q after Q at them. And if they ever walk up to the minions, a W into an auto attack stings. And then from here, if you can ever get a Q into another auto attack, you'll have procced PTA and dealt a ton of damage. On your first back, if you can buy Tear and a Sheen, you get a massive power spike, as you now have tons of mana to spam the Qs, and the Qs absolutely sting. And they only get more lethal when you fully complete your Triforce. Otherwise, play safe and only use your E aggressively if you're going to get good value out of it, but when your E is on cooldown, make sure you play incredibly safe. Entering the mid game, you want to take your tower as soon as possible and rotate mid. This puts 2 strong champions in the middle of the map to contest objectives and rotate to fights. Entering late game team fights, play the backline hyper carry. Use your ultimate over as many squishy targets as possible, keep spamming out Q and W, and at this point you can use E incredibly often to keep dodging and keeping yourself alive. And that's how to play Ezreal Bot Lane. If this video helped you, leave a like and comment below who you want to see next.